This month on the forum, we're going to be talking about connections, about creating those solid connections that help us in life and in business and really in everything that we do. Business really is all about connections. It gets really easy for us to focus on business being about our product or our service, and we focus on pushing that product and pushing that service and telling everybody what this great thing that we have, and we forget that what is really important in business is creating those solid connections with our clients, our customers, our own employees, and all of our business associates that we work with. It's those connections that make business go. And so instead of pushing a product on somebody and trying to sell them, if we turn our focus to trying to create a solid connection and helping them recognize the value that our product might bring, it's just that slight little change that changes our results. Any customer that feels like we're just trying to sell them something actually creates a barrier, a little wedge between us and them. They'll put up their barriers, they'll block us out, they're trying to think of how they can say no. But if we turn our focus to developing a connection with them and get to know them on a better level, learn who they are, we may find that our product actually isn't a good fit for them at all. Or we may find that they really do want what we have because it's coming from a more authentic place. A lot of time in the sales world, it takes multiple touches with somebody before they actually buy what we're giving them. So we could have a great product, we could have a great service, and we present it to somebody and they think, I like that, but then they kind of forget about it. And then they see it again, and they, as we're talking to them again, they see this product or service and they're like, oh, I like that. Maybe I do want that. And then they forget about it. And sometimes in the third or fourth or fifth connection we have with them is when they will finally make that purchase and they'll finally jump on it. And it's not always just because it's out of sight, out of mind. Part of it is because we haven't truly connected on a high level. And yet most people will throw something out there one time. Most salespeople will just reach out to a new customer, and if they hear a no, then they just move on. And so it's that connection that they forget. They don't realize that that's what it's all about. When vendors come into my office offering me new products and new services, I'm always interested in what they have to offer, and I like to hear them out. But in the end, I actually make my own decisions on how well they're connecting with me. So I could have multiple different products in the same category that I'm looking at, and they can all have great value, but I make my final decision on how well I'm connecting with that person because I perceive the service they're going to give me, the customer service that they'll provide, how well they'll be able to help me move forward with that product based on that connection, not on exactly how good that product is. I think of business as a team sport. One of my friends last week in our forum launch, Mike Carlson, quoted one of my favorite quotes of all time. It says, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. And it really is true. Like I think about in my own experience, when I'm trying to make something happen quickly, I do know that I can do it faster by just doing it myself. But if I want to accomplish more, it helps me to delegate tasks, work with other team members, make big things happen. And that's when I can go way further in what I'm trying to do because I have a whole team that's helping me get there. And it really goes both ways. It's not just them helping me, I'm also working with them. And so if we look at business as a team sport, then we should be looking at our team carefully to see how well we're connecting and how well each team member is playing their part. And so I start with my employees. How well am I connecting with them? How well are each of us playing our role? Am I helping them succeed so that they help me succeed? I look at the clients and customers that I have and even look at them as part of my team. Is their feedback helping me to be a better business owner and to provide a better service? Am I working with them to get them the best quality products and services that they want in their lives? So even they are part of my team. I look at the outside vendors that are bringing me the items that I need to run my business. And if I have a good, smooth connection with them, I have a good team that's helping me to provide my business at a good level. And then I look at the other business associates that I have that are outside of my business. Am I working well with them to learn from them ways that I can provide my business better, techniques that I can use to market myself better, ways that I can learn to be a better business owner in general. And hopefully I'm providing that same sort of value to all of the people that are part of my business team. Every month in the forum, we have 3 items that I introduce in this introduction video. When I introduce the principle of the month, I also introduce a monthly action item, a monthly suggested reading, and our monthly 22-day challenge. Each one of those things gives you a 5% bonus in our profit sharing program if you do them. This month's action item is going to be what I call working your names list. And I'll introduce what that exactly means after I talk about the reading and 22-day challenge. The reading suggestion for this month is How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. It's a classic book. If you really want to connect better with people, which is this month's theme, even if you've read it before, read it again. Every month's 22-day challenge includes 4 categories that fit with the vision statement that I talked about last month. The 4 categories are our physical, our mental or mindset, our social, and our financial. The physical item for this month is to do a daily 30-minute walk. Even if you're already going to the gym each day and have a good physical habit, add in the 30-minute walk this month as part of your 22-day challenge. The mindset item is to do a daily affirmation card. So get a 3x5 card or a small piece of paper and write each day a new affirmation that can help with your mental fortitude, your mindset, the attitude you want to carry throughout your day, and carry it around with you in your pocket. Read it, review it, keep your eyes on it, and see how that can affect your mindset for these 22 days. The social item this month is I'm challenging you to go into the forum Facebook group and do an intro video. Introduce yourself to the rest of us, and then the other part of that is to comment on everybody else's videos. So this is part of building the social side of the forum and for yourself. Let's talk about this month's action item, which is the names list or working your names list. This exercise works great for working a program like the forum, but it is also a very important exercise to do in any type of business that you have. So what the names list is a list of all of the potential clients or customers that you may want to connect with. I can also do a names list for the vendors that I want to connect with or the business associates I want to connect with. But for sake of this exercise today, I'm going to be focusing on building a list of potential associates that you would like to be involved with in the forum. It's important when you're doing a names list that you don't just make a mental list in your head. It needs to be written down. Just like I talked about that creating your vision statement, you need to write it down. If you're doing goals, to write them down. Writing things down has a lot of power behind it and helps you to manifest what you're trying to accomplish, helps you to check things off as they happen. Get out a pen and piece of paper and write it down. You're going to take 5 minutes and write the names of every person that comes to your mind. Don't take any time to think about whether they might be somebody you actually want to work with or somebody you actually want to do this with. Just write down the name that comes into your head. As you work through those names, you'll be surprised how many names actually pop up. After you finish writing down the names that just popped into your head, open up your contact list. So look in your phone, look on your social media, and add other names that are there that are people that you're close to. Now you have your names list. With your names list in hand, it's time to go through each one of those names. And I want you to categorize them an A, B, or a C. An A means this is somebody I actually would love to do this with. This is something that I like to spend time with, that I feel like is motivating to me, and that's an A. A B is there's potential here. I may want to work with them. I can see that they may be somebody that I'd like to work with. And the C's are the people that you actually probably don't want to work with. And there's some of those. They can be people you really like. They can be people who are important to you, but they may not be people you want to be in business with. Now you have a working names list with your A, B, and C priority list. To make that names list work, you need to reach out to the people that you want to be in business with. I'm challenging you to reach out to one new person each day. Start with your A's. Reach out to them, tell them about what you're doing, and invite them to be part of it. Very simple. In a future video, I'm going to be talking about direct versus indirect invitations. But I'm going to just touch on it here just for the sake of being more proactive in your approach. Indirect invitations are things like posting on social media and waiting to see what happens. It's a passive invitation. You're waiting for people to come back to you. A direct invitation is to say, this is what I'm doing. Would you be interested in learning more about it? Now you've asked for a yes or a no. You're not waiting for them to come back the other way. I have a super funny example of how this plays out in real time with one of my friends a few months ago, posted on his social media. He wanted to go to this new movie that was out with a date. And he just posted, is there anybody that wants to go on a date with me to this movie? And so I was watching his social media. It just kind of made me laugh. I thought, well, I wonder who's going to want to go with him. And I didn't really see much happen. And so later that night, I sent him a message. I said, how did it go with finding a date for your movie? And he told me, well, I had a few people message me, but they weren't anybody that I wanted to go with. And so it made me laugh because in reality, if I want to go on a date to a movie, I'm going to ask the person I want to go to the movie with. I'm going to choose who I want to go with, and I will directly ask them instead of passively saying who wants to go just to see who's going to reach out. Because now they're choosing who's going to come. And so that applies in business the exact same way. If I want to get in business with somebody, if I just post on my social media, who wants to do this, now they're choosing me. But if I reach out to them to invite them to hear about what I'm doing and ask them, would you like to learn about what I'm doing? Is this is something I would love to do with you? That direct invitation means I get to choose who I want to be in business with. Now let me get to the very most important part of your names list. The very most important part is not the potential people you would like to be in business with. It's not the potential clients or customers. It's the people you're already in business with. It's the current customers who are actively purchasing your products, actively using your services. There are very many reasons why that is the most important part of your names list. The number one being, if you're already in business with them, they have years of future business that you can do with them because you're already working together. It's much more expensive to acquire a new customer, acquire a new associate, than it is to simply enhance the connections with the people you already have on your list. Oftentimes we have a habit of focusing on finding somebody new. We're focused on finding new customers, finding new people, and in so doing, we end up neglecting the people who are already in business with us. Ultimately, it all comes back to the connections. Partly in building new connections, finding new people that we want to connect with, and more importantly, taking the connections we already have and building upon them and making them stronger and stronger as we go throughout our businesses. I'm excited for this month talking about connections. I'll be talking more about this on our Facebook group, in the interviews I do with our entrepreneurs, and hopefully you can take this concept of connections and build on it within your own conversations, in your own groups, in your own mentoring situations, and make this a great month. Let me know how the 22-day challenge is going. Make sure you jump on the app and mark that you've done the challenges when you do them. That way you get that bonus. And I'm excited for another great month.